y'all. You are limitless love. Can you feel it? By the time I finish, you'll never hear y'all the same way again. In case you're wondering, I lost all my hair at age 11 to a condition called alopecia areata. It taught me a whole lot about the power of love. As a child, I had a big vision, and that vision led to some big lessons. Sitting in Sunday school around the age of 7 or 8, the instructor's voice faded, like the teacher from Charlie Brown, wah, 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 when a message poured through me. In part, we are all brothers and sisters, meant to love one another. It doesn't matter our race, nationality, beliefs, or where we come from. Hate is not an option, love is a given. I remember wanting to stand up and say, one day I'm going to travel the world, meet my brothers and sisters, and share this message of love. But instead, I sat quietly, confused by what I was seeing in the world, and a little thrown off by the man nailed to the cross who shared a similar message. My mom taught kindergarten and always gifted me her favorite picture books. For my college graduation, it was Old Turtle by Doug Wood. It so spoke to my heart. Old Turtle sits quietly for a very long time before finally speaking up to interrupt the chaos that's going on in the world. I hope this might be our Old Turtle moment. You see, I believe humanity is suffering inside of the illusion of disconnection, feeling disconnected from ourselves, one another, and life itself. Suffering because we've forgotten who and what we really are and what the answer is. I had that awareness as a child, but I've spent my whole life trying to figure out what's meant by love is all you need, love always wins, or as it's been said countless times before, love is the answer. Guess what? I figured out what that means. It may not sound like a new idea, but I bet once we begin living it, it will spark a whole new world. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
You are the answer. Y'all are the answer, as you are limitless love. How did a bald girl from Boston figure this out? I grew up in the Northeast, where we'd be addressing a room full of women and still say, "How are you guys doing?" I transferred to University of Maryland and found it odd calling everyone you guys, so I adopted y'all. I liked adding a little Southern charm to my Boston accent. I used the phrase for decades when I finally saw something for the first time in September of 2022. YALL as an acronym for You Are Limitless Love. Woo! It was around that same time that the Nobel Prize in Physics was awarded, proving that like particles remain connected across space, meaning we two are interconnected beyond what we can see. So, if we're going to use y'all when we're addressing two or more people, what do we do when we're speaking to an individual? I've got it figured out. We simply call each other love. On social media, I've started saying, "Happy birthday, love," recognizing that beyond our names, the truth of who we really are is love. Though, of course, there's more to love than the way that we address one another. Love is the essence of life itself. It connects us all and dissolves separation. It's also the heartbeat of our life's greatest lessons. In my life, I've had 3 major opportunities to harness the power of love. First up, my shiny bald head. One small patch led to clumps falling out just before the 6th grade. I wore wigs for 19 long years trying to be like everybody else. For 10 years, I wouldn't look at myself in the mirror without a wig on. I became wildly insecure, feeling depressed and disconnected from myself and others. Though slowly, I realized that it's through our struggles where love, compassion, and resilience grow. I would never trade my hair for the lessons I've learned. Though next up, there was another big lesson in limitless love. It would take me a while to shake off the wigs. Remember I said I transferred to University of Maryland. I had finally, living in Boston, made a best friend, Donna. We did everything together, and when I said I was moving, she said, well, then I am too. Off we went to DC to secure her a job in an apartment. We were deep in our house music era, and on our way home, we stopped in Connecticut and New York City to go out dancing. As we pulled onto the highway in Connecticut, a clear voice, inner voice, spoke to me and said, put on your seatbelt. It was 1988, and I argued with it. It was before seatbelt laws, but eventually I listened. I had the thought to tell Donna to put her seatbelt on, but the voice clearly answered, it has to be her decision. One of our songs came on, Every Little Step You Take, and I found myself singing and dancing. We were singing and smiling to the song. The next thing I remember, I was upside down in my seatbelt, wearing a t-shirt that said, will somebody rescue me? Donna became part of my TOA that night, Team of Angels. In case anyone's wondering, we had only had one drink. It was either sheer exhaustion or simply her time. My friend Donna claimed to be an atheist, and I wasn't really sure what to make of that, given my Christian upbringing. But she began showing up in my life in the most remarkable ways quickly. I became a big believer that if our loved ones are no longer with us, they are still very much present. Let me share one of our awesome angel stories. I had, by this time, moved to Florida and found myself tending bar and managing the Clevelander in South Beach, Miami. It was the 90s, and there were other experiments in limitless love going on there. It was, a bunch of us had flown up to Connecticut to celebrate a friend's new nightclub. It was 9 years later and the first time that I'd been back in the States since the accident. Opening night, a song played with the most stunning vocals, and tears started pouring down my face. I couldn't hear the words over my sobbing. I later found out that the song was Shine by the Space Brothers. The lyrics were, there will be feelings you have never felt. There will be questions in your mind. Your sister left your side to help you grow, and now she watches while you shine. The soul of an angel touched from above. Your spirit is shining, surrounded by love. It turns out we have the ability to transform things that weigh us down into wings. One way to harness the power of love is to notice where we resist, cling, or avoid something. When we're only seeing drawbacks or benefits, we're unbalanced in our perceptions, elated or depressed. Either way, we're swaying in emotion. We want to feel our emotions, we just don't want to stay stuck there. So when we're willing to see the benefits in a challenging situation or the drawbacks in a situation or person that we may have on a pedestal, we bring them into heart center. From this space, we're empowered, inspired, and fueled by limitless love. Can you bring to mind a feeling or a situation that you may want to embrace or that you're ready to embrace? Take some time to reflect and look for the gifts. I promise they're present. Next up was a situation that changed. It was a game changer, maybe even a lifesaver. It was the same opening night back at the hotel. I found myself oddly praying for my sister, who was a younger mother than she expected to be and was now pregnant with her second child. The voice clearly answered, your sister's fine, pray for your nephew. As I did, and thankfully I did, the idea for a book poured through me called I Love You More. I had never aspired to be an author. That wasn't a phrase my family and I used, nor was I someone who prayed at that time. Though I knew I'd been gifted a vision to bring into the world. Initially, we self-published, sending the book to print on September 10th, 2001. On September 11th, I was on a phone call at 9 a.m. with my coach. Shortly after, her husband and my sister started saying, "You need to get off the phone, something's going on." Not yet knowing what was happening, my coach clearly answered, "There's nothing that's more important than this book right now." As our world was being engulfed by fear and terror, there truly was nothing more important than focusing on the message of love. The book demonstrates and expresses the limitless nature of love. I love you mightier than the mightiest wind ever blew. I love you fuller than the fullest moon you ever knew. I love you taller than the tallest giraffe ever grown. I love you more, so much more than you've ever known. The message has resonated with people of all ages, opening hearts and connecting us to our deepest desires to love and to be loved. I didn't know how interconnected everything was immediately until shortly after I had the idea for the book, seemingly out of nowhere. I opted to set myself and my wigs free, an epic experience in self-love and liberation. It also, when I said lifesaver, it pulled me out of a downward spiral and connected me back to my purpose of being an ambassador of love, where now I've have it be part of my mission so that we all know that no matter what's going on in our lives, our heads, or in the world around us, how infinitely, deeply, limitlessly loved we are. To be clear, the world doesn't need to change for us all to tune into limitless love. You always have access to it as it is who you are. And when I say you are limitless love, I mean all of us, all of y'all. It means beyond our resentments, judgments, divisions, beyond our feelings of fear and disconnection, we are all limitless love. Perhaps once we learn to see through the lens of love, we will calm the chaos and come into coherence. So, Team Love, let's have y'all be our call to love, welcoming limitless love whenever we use or hear the phrase. What a wonderful and magnificent way to greet ourselves and one another. As one of my heroes, Martin Luther King Jr. said, love is ultimately the only solution to mankind's problems, and I'm going to talk about it everywhere I go. Let's keep shining, y'all, glowing in the knowing that you are limitless love.